Good morning, traders. This is your daily review for the DAX. And yesterday's first target has been tagged, which is pretty much one of these two weekly pin bars. We're starting off on the weekly chart. And this is the bottom of the head and shoulders. So this is the neckline retest or the breakout retest of this big head and shoulders here. So this is an area where I would expect selling to happen, and we did get some selling. Okay, so if we just come down to the daily, there's some price action here that looks a little bit bearish. So firstly, we had this engulfing here. We pulled back, and then we rallied again to come and test the high, made a new high. But we do have some daily diversions here on both oscillators, and we've ended up with a piercing pattern. So I'd like this red body to be a little bit deeper, sort of close more than halfway down, but it is still a piercing pattern. So it's not a bearish pattern that I would be very excited about, but it is a bearish pattern nevertheless. So it may just be a bit of consolidation or a slight pullback, come back and test the 200-day moving average, build and then move up, or just go sideways until we get the data coming out later this week on Thursday or tomorrow. Anyway, so let's get down to the 4-hour. This is still not something that I want to trade. It's still very messy if you look at it. Still a lot of, there are sellers here. You can see all these tails. The sellers off the level, retest the level with more sellers, and nothing really that stands out apart from the fact that we are on that trend line. So the fact that we bounce off that trend line is telling us something. We sort of bounced off this level as well. So you can see, again, inside tail tells a story. Every single inside tail is important. So we've got one, we've got two here, three. And you can see that's exactly where price got to and then bounced off. And that was a good, well, not much, 30 points. So nothing else that I can see apart from not quite a channel. It's more of a, that's when I get those in and then we can get these levels on. There we go. So it's more of a kind of a wedge. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4 touches at the bottom, 2 along the top. So a lot of indecision in between there. So the indecision is happening coming up to a big weekly level. Okay. There is still another weekly level higher up. So the first one pretty much is what happened yesterday. So as I said yesterday's video, you were expecting a bit of a pullback and then attack to that. We didn't get the pullback. We went straight there and then moved down and bounced off this bottom level. So the big question is whether this big confusion, just over 2 hours, so big down, big up, big confusion, is pretty much a retest of this level, or are we going to bounce back down? Okay, so for me at this stage, I mean, there's many ways of doing this. So, that could be a breakout and a retest of this break. But it is so messy with this volatility, big up, big down, lots of tails, that I'm rather inclined to just leave my money right where it is in my back pocket. Okay, looking at the half hour, I think this is giving us the best signal at the moment, which is a case of we've broken through the alligator yesterday. We retested the alligator once, we've retested twice, and now we are sitting on this trend line. Okay, so we've got a flat alligator. Alligator is sleeping on the half hour, so there's no real direction here. But what we can do is use these fractal levels. Okay, so a break up above this fractal level, which is 11674, would give us a retest of these previous highs. And you're not going to get an exact level, not with all these tails, so I would just take sort of the lowest fractal, which is that one there. That's the inside fractal, the inside bar. That's the one I'd take, and that would be my target to the upside. Okay. If we do break to the downside, however, that's a different ball game, because what I'm seeing there will pretty much be quite a big move down. So you would be looking at the first point would be a retest of this low. Okay. But if you get through this low, so let's just get to the 4 hour here. There's another one there. So just lining up on these tails. So that would be my area. In the 4 hour, that wouldn't mean the trend is broken, but on the half hour, it definitely would mean a trend break. Okay, so that's kind of my take on this at the moment. Is this is potentially quite a big wedge, which means we could move all the way down to the bottom here, and the bottom here is pretty much 11,490. But what would have to happen is we have to bounce down, break below this level, pretty much bounce off this next level of 11,620, then come back up and test the break of the wedge. And if that succeeds, then you can hold. I'd actually be tempted to at least hold some of my position for the head and shoulders target, which is still very far away at 10,400, I think. Let's just do this and be conservative. So this head and shoulders target is pretty much 10,070. Okay. Now the oscillator here on the weekly is also agreeing with the fact that we're looking tired and we need a pullback. But we do have a 200 moving average on the weekly to get through, which could be a tough one. So it could just be a pullback, test at 200, and I think maybe we should actually just put that line in. Then come back to the half hour. Okay, so expect it to be messy, expect a breakout, a bounce, a retest, down, more than likely get to all the 200 moving averages in the different time frames on the way down, test it, and then you have the weekly 200 all the way down the bottom here, okay, which is sitting at 11,491. Okay, so if you look at the half hour, you can also see we are below the zero line here, so it is an indication that momentum is slightly slowing to the downside, but in my opinion at the moment we are going flat. I think you'll notice that it's also looking like a fairly large channel. So we're sitting in the middle of the channel here. This could be the bottom of the channel, or this could be the bottom of the channel. Sorry, range, not channel. We're not sloping. So it is in a consolidation pattern of sorts. Clear on the hour, you can see there it is there. There's the bottom of the range. There's the top of the range. We're now stuck in the middle. Okay. Lastly, let's just have a quick look at the ichimoku just to see if we've had any crossovers here. Okay, we have had on the hour. So we've got bearish crossover on the hour. I think the half hour, we've got one yesterday. No, we didn't. Okay, so yes, we did, sorry. We got the crossover yesterday. We bounced into the cloud, out the cloud. We're still testing Kijinson at the moment. So looking at the half hour, we've broken below price. We've got a crossover. Let's see if we've got a twist. And we've got a twist. Well, it's about to happen. Now that is bearish on the half hour. So I'm inclined to believe that we're going to drop to the bottom. Okay. Well, let me rephrase that. Not drop to the bottom, but we are going to move to the downside. And as I said, just get your levels in, because that's where you're going to get some target areas. The 1 hour is a crossover. We only have had a crossover. We don't have Chiku span, which is this brown line below price, and we don't have a crossover, a twist in the cloud. And on the 4 hour, nothing much to write home about. And the daily, same story. And the weekly, very much bearish. Okay. And monthly is had a crossover, and we're now coming to test that. So yeah, so the weekly and monthly is indicating we've still got some more downside coming, and the daily is a little bit tired, so it could be a green, or alternatively, it could just be trending up. But I just want to drop back down onto the Bull Williams and just highlight something on the daily here. Give me a sec. So there's the upside. That was the original. See, we broke, we came back, and we've tested up and back down. So that is potentially a scenario, but I think that's more than likely the scenario that we have. So it's kind of a channel. I think it's more of a channel than a wedge to me at the moment. So we're going to have to break below the alligator essentially for the trend to be down. So everything's lining up with the oscillators right now. Okay. So yeah, so that's my view for today. I think we're going to have some more downside, but downside's probably going to be relatively short-lived, maybe even bouncing off the bottom here, bounce off the bottom, back to test a break here, and then another short with anticipation to break through this level. If you can get that, then I think, because this is a fairly strong level that we're at here, and there's also inverse head and shoulders neckline, so kind of a mixed bag of things. So your 4 hour is giving you a breakout and a retest head and shoulders, and your weekly is saying a breakout and retest to the downside. So normally I would go with the weekly, but this is very messy at the moment with all these pin bars, so yeah, anything can happen. Okay, so stick to the lower time frames and get your levels in, and I would strongly suggest, if you've got the time, to look at the 12 or 15 minute chart and trade off that. And you can see here, break of the alligator, a retest, there's a retest bar, short, and you could have held your short for the down here, which would have given you a 11-point risk for 47 points if you'd use the 200 as the or even the level as your target point. Okay, anyway guys, that's it for me on the DAX today. Is looking a little bit suspect, but I do suspect some more downside. Maybe just a 40-30 points, if you're really lucky, a 100-point move. But that's kind of what I see. Anyway, hope it helps, and I'll catch you guys later. Cheers for now.